Skin the harder way, Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good MMA, boxing, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today we here with some breaking news. Today we here with some news that you could use. This news is coming from the MMA world concerning UFC 311. News just broke that our main Tsarukyan is out of UFC 311 due to a back injury. Right, those back injuries are kind of tricky because you never really know how serious they are. You never really know the extent. Right, so if it's a back, then I do understand it. Uh, Makhachev will still be fighting. Moicano is now Money Moicano is now the replacement fight. He was already on the card, right? He made weight earlier today. Me personally, I felt like Money Moicano should have had the fight anyway. You know what I mean? Me personally, I was saying, just earlier today, why is Renato fighting Dariush coming out for 2-fight losing streak when Renato Money Moicano is on like a 5-fight winning streak? It really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Well, it looks like, right, the UFC guys, the MMA guys, looks like the UFC MMA guys, they heard me. Right now, you never want to see a fighter get injured. Of course, you don't want to see that. But it's kind of like Renato is getting the chance that he should have. I feel like that he shouldn't have gotten to start this card. Right? You know what I mean? But this news is official. You know what I mean? Tsarukyan is out of UFC 311. Renato Money Moicano is in. Right now, this news, I first heard this news from I first heard this news from one of my friends. You know what I mean? One of my guys. He does this figure pick or Makhachev still should win. We gonna have to talk about it, TD. We gonna have to talk about it. I'm gonna have to do I'm gonna have to do something on it, man. We're gonna have to talk about this. Shout out my guy Teddy. Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you can make it. Not gonna give my fight pick right here. Although I probably should give my fight pick right here. Right. It affects it, most definitely. It does affect it, right? It does change. It affects 2 fights now, right? Because Moicano was fighting somebody else. You know what I mean? So there's 2 bets, right? So I'm kind of glad that I was going to put my actual bets in today. I'm kind of glad I waited a little bit. You know what I mean? Because this happened, right? So now I got to factor into this and whatnot. But I will say, I was saying earlier, this probably should have been the fight anyway. And I'm glad that it happened, but I'm not gonna hold you. I am gonna put something on Renato, though. I'm not gonna lie. What he plus 600 when I just checked it out on DraftKings. DraftKings already made the change. FanDuel is making the change soon, but DraftKings already made the change. He's plus 600, right? So I guess TD, I might put a little something on Renato, but Makhachev I still think is the best fighter in the world, but he just got extremely interesting. I tell you that much. But what's good? Hey Warren, appreciate you sliding through this thing, pimping. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. But Tsarukyan is out, of the main event tomorrow. You know what I mean? Makhachev is still fighting. They're moving Money Moicano up to the main event in a fight in which I think that, he should have had in the first place. The Dariush fight never really made much sense to me, right? Again, I feel like this kind of the MMA guys, answering doing the right thing, right? Because they saw that Dana White in the UFC wasn't gonna do the right thing, right? So the MMA guy said, "Let me do the right thing and let me give Renato, his shot. Let me give Renato his shot, right? Since the UFC don't want to do it." But I'm about to read from this article. This just dropped on BJ Penn like literally like 2 minutes ago, right? This dropped on BJ Penn as I was reading this, right? I'm gonna read straight from this article. They got a little more info on it, pretty much the same info, but a little more. I'm guessing, right? I'm guessing. I'm just gonna see if they got more on this, right? Before the UFC 311 headliner change was publicly announced. Islam Makhachev tipped the scales at 154 pounds. Renato Moicano hit the scales at 155 pounds. Since championship weight was made for both fighters, the lightweight title is indeed on the line in this particular fight, right? So it is a title fight. I figured it would still be a title fight because, again, I feel like right now Moicano deserves, to be in this position anyway, right? If you're asking me, right? So the title will be on the line. They say it says Renato Moicano is stepping up to challenge Islam Makhachev for UFC 311 due to unforeseen circumstances. Makhachev was prepared to put up his lightweight title at stake against Armain Tsarukyan in the main event of UFC 311. UFC Dana White broke some major news during the weigh-ins. There has been a change of plans as Tsarukyan was forced off the card due to a back injury, right? Due to a back injury. It's a video to this. And play the audio.
Everybody, I have some breaking news for you this morning. Around 1 a.m., we received a call from Tsarukyan, who informed us that he was experiencing significant back pain due to the injury. He feels like he is not healthy enough to compete. So, he is out of the fight. Stepping in to face Islam Makhachev for the title will be Renato Moicano. Moicano's been on a tear since moving up to 155 pounds and currently holds the longest active win streak amongst all fighters in the top 10 of the lightweight division. He's won 6 of his last 7 fights, including his last 4 in a row, with 3 of those coming by finish. The guy is an absolute savage, and every fight he's in is a war. He weighed in on championship weight to be prepared as the backup in case something happened. And when we spoke to him this morning, I can tell you he wants this fight. And when I called Islam said, brother, I am the champion. I don't care who it is. I will fight anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano for the lightweight title. Live tomorrow night from the TWTEA in Los Angeles, California. I will see you there.
Right, so that's straight from Dana White. Himself, right? But I digress. Moicano was scheduled to share the octagon with Ben Dariush on the main card of UFC 311. The Brazilian star told us that he was confident that around this time next year he could see himself in the UFC fighting for gold. I think so because I think I'm going more or less the same path that Tsarukyan took. Moicano said Ben Dariush, depending on how the fight goes, maybe Oliveira, maybe somebody at the top to fight for the belt. If I keep doing what I'm doing, talking, and if people keep talking my name, eventually I will fight for the belt. So he pretty much spoke a couple of his wins into existence, spoke a couple of his fights into existence. He was about to fight Dariush, but now he can skip the Dariush part and go straight for the championship goal because Tsarukyan actually got injured, right? He said, now that the opportunity has come a lot sooner than money ever anticipated, the Brazilian star also admitted in an interview he was pulling for Tsarukyan to defeat Makhachev to improve his chances of getting the #1 contender fight against Charles Oliveira. You know what I mean? So this is real deal. This is real deal. Not a drill. Armain Tsarukyan is out at UFC 311. Renato Money Moicano is in. Back injury is why Tsarukyan is out. You know what I mean? You hate to see it happen that way, but I personally do feel like that he probably should have, this probably should have been his title shot, to begin with, right? But I ain't going to keep y'all too long in this thing, man. Skinner Hardaway, Southern T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. This the present. That's how we rocking, and I'm out. Love.